You look back at great moments when the gospel has advanced most rapidly, most urgently, most broadly, and you will see that it has happened when the whole church has realized its responsibility for every disciple to make disciples. I was in India, I was reading about the Moravians again, 18th century, the small band of believers whose hearts were gripped by the Great Commission. Their whole motto was that every Christian is a missionary, literally. That was their motto. Wherever they lived, wherever they worked, every Christian was to be a part of the spread of the gospel. One historian said the most important contribution of the Moravians was their emphasis that every Christian is a missionary and should witness through his daily vocation. In this, they became one of the most remarkable missionary churches in Christian history. Oh God, do it again. This is it. It's what happens when we believe this. When we actually believe that every disciple is a disciple maker, when we actually believe that the Great Commission is not for some of us, but it's for all of us. This is what happens when followers of Christ decide that there are no spectators in the church. When followers of Christ realize that we're all invited to be involved in a grand global mission. And we all got different callings and vocations. I'm a pastor, you're an engineer, you're in sales and medicine and law and education, finance, you're a student, you're a stay-at-home mom. But whatever our calling or vocation might be at the moment, the command is the same for us all: make disciples. And so we each ask every day, how can I live my life? How can I leverage my job, my skills, my education, and my family for the spread of the gospel to people right around me? How can I make disciples where I live and work and play? And then as I make disciples around me, how can I be a part of the spread of the gospel to peoples around the world? How can I pray and give and go to them as God leads? What if we're all actually doing this? What might happen? As we make disciples of all nations, think about it, we will multiply churches among all nations. This is what happens when disciples make disciples. Think about the book of Acts. So many things that we associate with church today are nowhere to be found in that book. Exquisite buildings, including even this one. Elaborate programs. You got the book of Acts. You got the people of God, the Word of God, and the Spirit of God. And that's enough to spread the gospel exponentially. The more we complicate disciple making, the more we stifle church multiplication. When every disciple makes disciples, the inevitable result is multiplying churches every time.